I don't know what we're doing. And did you hear Obama yesterday? Obama yesterday started showing his tremendous disappointment at Iran for violating the deal. I said, I could have told you that 5 months ago. You're so incompetent. You are so totally incompetent as a president. You are so incompetent. I mean, honestly, he doesn't have a clue, folks. He doesn't have a clue. He's now starting to criticize Iran. And, I mean, look, number one, we should have had our prisoners back years ago. We should have never started the negotiations until the prisoners were released. We ended up releasing them after we gave them $150 billion, right? We end up getting our prisoners. Like we paid $150 billion for the 4 guys, okay? It's just terrible.
I mean, imagine what Trump would say if he actually had a record like this. Instead of selling steaks. Has anybody tried that wine? How good can that wine be? So here's the truth. Look it up. America's pretty darn great right now. America's moving forward right now. The American people should be proud of what we achieved together right now. So what we should be focused on is how we can do even better. Build on the progress we've made, not reverse it. And instead we've got a debate inside the other party that is fantasy and schoolyard taunts and selling stuff like it's the Home Shopping Network. And then you've got the Republican establishment. They're very exercised. We're shocked that somebody would be saying these things. We're shocked that somebody's fanning anti-immigrant sentiment or anti-Muslim sentiment. We're shocked. We're shocked that somebody could be loose with the facts or distort someone's record. Shocked. You know, how can you be shocked? This is the guy, remember, who was sure that I was born in Kenya. Who just wouldn't let it go. And all this same Republican establishment, they weren't saying nothing. As long as it was directed at me, they were fine with it. They thought it was a hoot.
He has done such a lousy job as president. You look at our budgets, you look at our spending, we can't beat ISIS. Obamacare is terrible. We're going to terminate it. We're going to absolutely terminate and replace it. I mean, you look at everything. Our borders are like Swiss cheese. This man has done such a bad job. He has set us back so far. And for him to say that actually is a great compliment, if you want to know the truth. And we just got a call on it coming over. The bridge is like packed, just so you understand. We were like in that car a long time. But we just gave one of the major networks called, and they wanted a response. And I said, you're lucky I didn't run last time when Romney ran, because you would have been a one-term president. That was my statement to him. And, you know, I was back in McCain when he ran, and, you know, frankly, that was going to be a tough one to win because a lot of things were going wrong, right? You know, for a Republican. To win that one was tough, in all fairness to John McCain. We should have won the Romney one because we had a failed president. We had a country that was failing, and we should have won that one. So I backed Romney, I backed McCain, both lost, and this time I said very simply, I said, we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to do it right. We're going to win. We're not going to take this stuff anymore. We're going to do it right. and we're going to make America great again. You know, our whole theme is Make America Great Again, and that's what the whole deal is. We're going to make America great again.
Well, with respect to the Republican process and Mr. Trump, there's going to be plenty of time to talk about his positions on various issues. He has a long record that needs to be examined. And I think it's important for us to take seriously the statements he's made in the past. But most importantly, and I speak to all of you in this room as reporters, as well as the American public, I just want to emphasize the degree to which we are in serious times, and this is a really serious job. This is not entertainment. This is not a reality show. This is a contest for the presidency of the United States. And what that means is that every candidate, every nominee needs to be subject to exacting standards and genuine scrutiny.
Number one, before you even get into the guns, I'm totally Second Amendment and we can't be messing with it. And frankly, if we had situations in California on our military bases, and even in Paris, if they had a couple of guns in the room, you wouldn't have had 130 people killed and many, many people very, very gravely injured. And that includes California. You would have had a much different situation. But as far as the executive order, you're not supposed to be doing it with executive order. You're supposed to get the congressman, get Congress in, negotiate a deal. Everybody raises their hand. They approve the deal, and you have something. He doesn't do that. He just signs executive orders all over the place. He'll be sued on that. He'll be out on a golf course in about 3 years when it comes up, and probably it won't be upheld. Who knows what's going to happen? What's happening is the government is being run much differently than what our founders had in mind. I mean, he's signing executive orders on things that you're not so. This is the Second Amendment. This is a very important thing to people, and you're not supposed to just say we're making changes without having it go through a process of having other people agree with you. Well, and through a negotiation. It's unbelievable what's happening.
The world is more interconnected than ever before, and it's becoming more connected every day. Building walls won't change that. Facts, evidence, reason, logic, an understanding of science, these are good things. These are qualities you want in people making policy. These are qualities you want to continue to cultivate in yourselves as citizens. We traditionally have valued those things, but if you were listening to today's political debate, you might wonder where this strain of anti-intellectualism came from. So class of 2016, let me be as clear as I can be. In politics and in life, ignorance is not a virtue. It's not cool to not know what you're talking about. That's not keeping it real or telling it like it is. That's not challenging political correctness.
The sitting president, Mr. Trump, thinks your candidacy is an aberration or a joke.
I don't think he does at all. I tell you what, if I would have run 4 years ago, he wouldn't be president right now. I don't think he thinks it at all. It's very interesting. It's very interesting with President Obama. Going to go down as one of the worst presidents in the history of this country. He has been a disaster on the military. You look at we can't beat ISIS. He's been a disaster on health care because Obama's got to be repealed and replaced. And I'm just talking about, not even from my standpoint, rates are going up, your premiums are going up, 25, 35, 45, 55%. People are getting killed.
Let me conclude tonight on a more serious note. I want to thank the Washington Press Corps. I want to thank Carol for all that you do. The free press is central to to our democracy. And, nah, I'm just kidding. You know I've got to talk about Trump. Come on. Although I am a little hurt that he's not here tonight. We had so much fun the last time. And it is surprising. You got a room full of reporters, celebrities, cameras, and he says no. Is this dinner too tacky for the Donald? What could he possibly be doing instead? Is he at home eating a Trump steak? Tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel? What's he doing? The Republican establishment is incredulous that he's their most likely nominee. Incredulous. Shocking. They say Donald lacks the foreign policy experience to be president. But in fairness, he has spent years meeting with leaders from around the world. Miss Sweden, Miss Argentina, Miss Azerbaijan. And there's one area where Donald's experience could be invaluable, and that's closing Guantanamo. Because Trump knows a thing or two about running waterfront properties into the ground. Following your lead, I want to show some restraint. Because I think we can all agree that from the start, he's gotten the appropriate amount of coverage, befitting the seriousness of his candidacy. I hope you all are proud of yourselves. The guy wanted to give his hotel business a boost, and now we're praying that Cleveland makes it through July.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Here's what I said. We're going to have great plans. They're going to be much less expensive, and they're going to be much better, because the Obama plan is unaffordable, and it's a disaster. And by the way, in 17, it's going to die, because unless the Republicans continue to fund money like it's not affordable by the country, not affordable by people. But what I say is this. We're going to have great plans. But there will be a group of people that is not doing well, that has no money. We cannot let them die in the streets.
Right.
And we'll work out either through Medicare, which will save, or something. We will work out a plan where instead of having people dying in the streets, and I say to the Republicans all the time, and by the way, I get standing ovations from Republicans, from Republican groups. I got one yesterday. I said, we can't let people die in the streets. We've got to work out a deal with a hospital or with somebody in that community where if somebody is sick and really sick and they don't have housing and they don't have all, we can't let them die.
So all Americans will get
health
care of some sort.
We're going to take care of them. We have to take